What weapons and sacred object does the ally to the Church, the Solomonic Empire of Abyssinia, have? What real-world history is it built on? What could the Ark of the Covenant be used for? Welcome back to the trenches. Let's begin. Most of what was once the ancient realm of Egypt now rests under the shadow of hell and stronghold of the servants of the Prince of Greed, who has long dreamed of plundering the whole continent of its riches. Beautiful Alexandria and even mighty Cairo have fallen, their ports serving as anchorage for the heretic fleet and mustering grounds for the heretic legions as they strike south and west. But thus far, Mammon's plan to completely sweep the northern coast of Africa all the way to the Malian Axum have been frustrated. For this front is every bit as bitterly contested as the European theatre of war. Here, the heretic legions are opposed by a coalition of Numibia, Numidia, and the Solomonic Empire of Abyssinia, more commonly known as the Ethiopian Empire in Europa, that have thrown their lot together to resist the invader. Blood stains the waters of the Nile, red as the coalition struggles to contain the grinding offences of the Legion of 10 golden horns that serve Mammon. The plan of the Prince of Greed is twofold: to overcome the holy churches, Lalibela, and to desecrate and auction off the legendary relics within the churches and cathedrals of Axum, and to claim the fabled gold mines of the Queen of Sheba for himself, which he covets beyond any other treasure trove on earth. War has honed the soldiers of Ethiopia into masters of mobile warfare, and taking the enemy on in loose formation, a style of fighting well suited to their rugged country, where few roads do not allow for easy movement of large armies. Most levies fight armed with rifles, seeking to close in on the enemy to ensure the effectiveness of their volleys, while the Chua are the warrior elite, trained in hand-to-hand combat since childhood and encouraged to take on lions and other fierce predators as part of their upbringing, and warriors that have taken down a male lion single-handedly have the honour of wearing its mane as a headdress. The famous war cry, "Together, together," is often the last thing the invaders hear, claiming a dialect lineage from the legendary Queen of Sheba and King Solomon. The emperors of Abyssinia are staunch members of the Faithful Alliance and the representative of the African continent in the Sword Congress of Vienna. It is a matter of pride and prestige to the House of Solomon that the 10th New Antioch is met punctually. So once in 7 years, the war drums sound the kittet, the call to arms. The volunteer army gathers at Axum, the spiritual capital of the nation, where the Ark of the Covenant is said to be kept, under the watchful eye of warrior monks, who are born to their role and never leave their post. There is never any lack of warriors willing to join the expeditionary force to aid New Antioch, a venture unrivaled, status given to those who go to serve the Duke, and the chance to fight the enemy at the heartlands ensures that the bravest young soldiers compete for the chance to join the expeditionary force. Before being accepted into the force, all volunteers to New Antioch must make a pilgrimage to Aban Yamata Gu, the church that rests on a mountainside at a dizzying height of some 85,000 feet. It is the most inaccessible place of worship in the world, and the volunteers must travel to receive the blessing from the shrine in the sky, carrying their full military kit and gear. Miraculously, there have been exceedingly few deaths caused by soldiers losing their footing and plummeting to their deaths. Each one of those who have fallen have been found to be a heretic infiltrator, and their broken and rotting bodies are left unburied as a warning to those traitors who would defile the sanctity of the shrine. Once the pilgrimage is done, the forces assemble and are laden with gold, silver, precious stones, icons and holy relics as gifts from the emperor to the duke. The warriors of the emperor march to the hidden parts of the coast that are still free of the enemy. There is no land route for the warriors of Ethiopia to reach the principality, and the heretic fleet dominate both the Erythraean Sea and the Red Sea, leaving the perilous crossing of the Mediterranean as the only viable option. Thus there is the war on the waves of the Mediterranean. As the faithful fleet clashes with the heretic dreadnoughts, ships will be sunk and the gold from the mines of the Queen of Sheba is lost to the sea. But when the songs and drums of the warriors of the Solomonic throne can be heard in the harbour and echoing on the famed walls of New Antioch, the citizens know that the aid has come once more. Fewer than 1 in 10 of the volunteers ever returned to the rock-hewn churches of Lalibela to give thanks for their deliverance. The rest give their lives in the brutal battle in no man's land, like the countless millions before them. Now the weapons they use. Since the days of ancient Axum, the shuttle has been the weapon of choice for the Abyssinian warrior elite. Its curved blade is designed to reach around an opponent's shield and stamp them in vital areas, such as the lungs or kidney. The holy water of Lalibela, vials of holy water from the rock-hewn churches of Lalibela, are carried by the Ethiopian warriors. On their campaigns, it has great power over demonic entities and aids in healing. The Anfaro is made from a ring of lion's mane hair, held in a filigree gilt metal coronet studded with blue and red gemstones. It is granted by the emperor to an aristocratic warrior and lion hunter as a token of honour and bravery. The tabot, made from alabaster marble or wood from an acacia tree, these are blessed relics, replicas of the Ark of the Covenant. A priest that accompanies the forces of the King of Kings to New Antioch. They will take the holy tablet with them, wrapped in silk cloth decorated with gold string. Its miraculous powers reward those who perform virtuous deeds on the battlefield. Perhaps the Ark's actual abilities are a greater reflection of this small version. So we see they care for the Ark and use replicas of it to help them. How could it be used as a weapon in the Trench Crusade lore? Let's look at what it is and what's in it. The Ark of the Covenant was a gold-plated wooden chest that was the most sacred object to the Israelites. It was kept in the Holy of Holies inside the tabernacle in the ancient Temple of Jerusalem. The Ark of the Covenant is said to have contained the Ten Commandments, a jar of manna, and Aaron's rod. The Ark contained the stone tablets that gave to Moses at Mount Sinai. The tablets were engraved with the Ten Commandments. As we see other holy items where words are read out, could the words of the tablet have some ability to control those who hear it and do as the commands say? So let's go with the example, thou shalt not kill. Could that freeze someone in their tracks, stop them doing it? Or an appropriate one to counter, say, the sin of lust to stop a demon? Next, the Ark contained a jar of manna. Manna is divined as a food given by God. Could it have some healing abilities, of some beneficial physical properties to warriors perhaps? And the Ark contained Aaron's rod, which was a symbol of his divine priesthood. This is a walking stick, carried by the brother of Moses against something that could smite the followers of the court of the seven-headed serpent perhaps. Also to say the church mentioned on that pilgrimage is Abana Yamata is an actual place, a rock-hewn church, and there are a number of these in Ethiopia. This particular one is hard to get to, but priests say no deaths have been recorded, just like in the law. It was carved out by a saint as well, which quite well fits in. Its walls and domes are painted inside and due to the climate well preserved. So on that note, friends, I'll wrap up today's video. Drop me a comment down below to let me know what you think about it, and if you like this video on the Trench Crusade, oh well my blessed friend, here's another one for you.